This is Manti Te'o, Kyle Brandt holding it down in New York with our friend of the show. Kyle, who'd you got there today?
This is Big Willie Starley. This is our guy, Willie Colon. He's back. He's in our new table and our new digs, and we're fired up, Jamie and Manti. It's really great to see you guys. I'm fired up.
It's awesome to see you too, Kyle. This is the day that we bank in July, what we looked like in the summer before we looked decrepit February after the Super Bowl. It's all happening right now on GMFB. Roll it. That's right. It's GMFB. For as much as things stay the same, some things change as well. Manti sitting here, Willie Colon at the set in New York with Kyle Brandt. Kyle, give us a tour of your condo in Manhattan. You have a new table there. You've redecorated.
Yeah, it's still, we have a beautiful table in our lower Manhattan condominium here. Now, you can see barely, there's still the NFL seal. You can't touch that because it is a hibachi oven. If you can throw onions on there and shrimp, we can cook live, and I'll toss them into Willie's mouth as we talk about the Commanders. Right, just nail it every time. It's a little more concise. We're side by side. Now watch, I'm going to do some magic. If I go here to my single, as it's called, my single shot, I'll be sitting here. Hey, good. Now, what if Willie has something to say, a bit of a monologue? What if we were to go to his single? He's got the magic finger. And I'll back out of it. We'll keep it clean.
There we go.
And then we just come down the barrel to you guys, and it's a beautiful thing. It's like a real television show.
Wow. And that was a masterclass of being a director and a technical director in a television studio. Well done, everybody. It's GMFB. It's time for the lead block. Let's talk about the NFL, shall we? And what's happening in one of the beloved stories in the league is in Washington. Well, the feel-good was Jaden Daniels last year, but a lot of it had to do with connecting with that guy, Terry McLaurin, Commander star wide receiver. He signed a 3-year, $68 million extension with Washington. That was back in 2022, though. He's now entering the final year of that deal, and he's seeking a new contract prior to taking the field. Now, training camp's a mere weeks away. The two-time Pro Bowler did not report to last month's mandatory minicamp in Washington. So now the Commanders find themselves in a bit of a pickle. McLaurin is reportedly upset about this contract situation. And in spite of that, though, we have to address the Commanders as a whole. How do we feel about Jaden Daniels, this team, this offense, and the way that they could potentially build on last year's Cinderella season, all things considered, with McLaurin feeling his feels, Manti?
Well, Jamie, I'm going to go a little bit back to Terry McLaurin in this whole situation. He's known as Scary Terry. If the Commanders do not handle what they have to handle with Scary Terry to make sure that he's suiting up for the Commanders, it's going to be scary for the Commanders, because he is such a cornerstone to that offense and that team, not only by his play on the football field, but the culture in which he bleeds into that locker room. You see his game-winning plays. This play right here won him the game. That double move against cover zero won him the game against Cincinnati. But if you don't sign Scary Terry back, it's going to look scary for the Commanders. Now, talking about the Cinderella story, that is the Washington Commanders in 2024. KB, you'll like this. Cinderella, the story of Cinderella is there are two sisters and Cinderella. Cinderella fits the shoe. The other two sisters don't. So the Commanders, what you have to realize is the shoe that Cinderella fit was a 2024 shoe. You need to have a new shoe. You need to figure out what's new for 2025, because there's one thing, and Willie, you can attest to this, there's one thing about the NFL game, especially NFL defenses, is they're really good at adjusting. And why are they really good at adjusting? Is because now defenses has tape on you. They can analyze you. They can dissect you. I remember when we played Alex Smith for the Kansas City Chiefs, there was a little tell because there's so much film on him that we saw that whenever his feet were staggered, it was most likely pass. Whenever his feet were square, it was most likely run. But how were we able to get that? Because we had film. Now teams have film on you, Commander. So if you are going to do anything near what you did yesterday, you're going to have to find another.
But it's like he's trying to run a one-man band out there. Behind his seat, and he's coming. This is a make-or-break season for him. He's got to make an impact. welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Everybody in the building right now, we got a lot to talk about. We got a lot of amazing things to have conversation on. Everybody in the building right now, yes, we're back. NFL is back. Football is back. Today we're covering a lot of information. We're talking about the Dolphins. We're talking about the Giants. We're talking about which NFL coach is in the freaking hot seat. What's going on, everybody? Back in the building. As you see at the bottom of the screen right now, which NFL coaches in the freaking hot seat. Teams they need to win. Watch teams right now are out there that are stressed out. I'm going to make sure you guys can see this all the way at the bottom of the screen. Let me slide that damn thing over for you just a little bit so you can see. Hold on one second. Is that a little bit better? Let me see. I think that fixed it a little bit. Which NFL coaches right there are in the freaking hot seat? We're going to dive into that. And everybody that's in the building right now, Jeff Lee, Stevie's girl, Christina, Big Bill, Tracy, as I go up, Chrome in the building. Let's go. Lisa, how are you feeling right now? Candy, our moderators, Pitbull, Mom, and let me scroll up. Everybody that's in the freaking chat. RB, Lisa, Cap. If I didn't say your name yet, I apologize. I'm trying to say as fast as I can, and I'm trying to see those names on there. Thank you for joining our show this morning. Lala in the building. Did I miss anybody? Did I miss anybody's name? Drop a message in the chat right now. We're about to dive into it, and let me show you what we got on the run today. At the bottom of the screen, you see right there which NFL team is in the hot seat. We're going to go into the Miami Dolphins. We're going to go to Coach McDaniel. What's going on there? We're going to talk about Tua Tagovailoa. Should he be playing? What's going on? Injuries, prevention, concussions, all that, and all the above. Tyreek Hill. Is he still a factor? Is he the guy that people are still watching out for in the chat right now? We're going to go over that. Then we're going to go into New York Giants coach Daboll. What's going on there and how lucky is he to still have his job and what's going to happen in the quarterback situation. Wow, we got a lot to dive into today. And let me tell you something. Everybody watching live in the building, welcome back, everybody, to the Brandon Mason Show. And I got to tell you, we got a lot going on right now. Donald J. Plump in the freaking building. Welcome to the show. Training camp is underway. As you know, things are going to start happening. People in the building right now, can we all in the chat put NFL right now? Because all of us are freaking excited about it. Every single one of us right now that's coming into the attendance today is freaking excited about the NFL back in the building. I just dropped it in the chat right now. Everybody watching. Chrome, how the hell are you doing in the freaking building today? We love and appreciate you so much, Chrome. Part of what we do. I'm seeing people coming in the chat. Stacy in the building. Let's go. Drop your favorite teams in the chat right now because this is our first live stream about the NFL heading into the season. We're getting ready to go. Let me see those teams right now. Tracy said, Eagles, let's go. We got Donald J. Plump repping the Broncos out there. Let's go. Broncos got some opportunities for sure. How we feeling, Jeff Lee? Cowboy fans out here, Eagles fans out here, people in the chat right now. Let's break some stuff down, shall we? Let's get into some information that we all got to talk about. So first things first, let's talk about Coach McDaniel. Let's talk about what he brings to the table. Let's talk about his personality, his charisma. A lot of people didn't know that he was biracial. He's out there talking about it a lot. We're going to put it out there for people to see. I'm going to make sure you guys understand exactly what we're getting into. So first things first, I got some videos I want to pop up on the screen. We're going to talk about Tyreek Hill. We're going to talk about Tua. But first things first, like I said, let's get into Coach McDaniel. The quirkiness of Coach McDaniel. Does he bring something to the table that nobody else is bringing is what I'm talking about? Or is he in the hot seat where they say, look, you better win this season or your ass is out? Is that a possibility? Let's take a look.
All right, it's an honor and a privilege to stand in front of you guys here as the head coach of the Miami Dolphins. All right. My opening statement, you just ruined it. Let's begin. Swag, recognize the swag, you know. What are we doing? How are we doing, guys? The floor is yours. It's, yes, it's the, I would be a different person if I was tall. Very judgmental. Is there a water? Yeah, you have a water?
Is it me or Coach McDaniel? He's quirky, right? He's got this thing going on. He shows up. He likes to dress. You know, I would tell you this. Back in the day, you had those old school coaches out there with the chewing tobacco walking around. You're like, you're a player on the field. You're in your 20s. The coach is like 60 years old. He's got tons of experience. It has changed a lot. We got younger coaches out there doing a lot of great things, but also some people are looking at them, critiquing them in different kind of ways, right? Let's take a look.
LOL. I mean, I used to be able to really push it from game day to almost Wednesday without showering. Now that would be obvious. Swaggy swag, yeah! Hell yeah! I should announce that my wife went to the grocery store, which was exciting because I'm a big snack time guy. You're on TV. You were on TV. You were on TV. Short. You caught me with my guard down. It was the one day I didn't put on mascara.
This guy always leaves you in a position where you're like, yeah, I don't know about this. But then again, you're like, I like the guy. Like, people in the chat right now, do you like Coach McDaniel? Will Coach McDaniel be there after this season? Yes or no? And we got 100 people in the freaking building. How the hell you guys feeling out there?
Make some noise!
Coach McDaniel, we're going to show a video right here. Biracial things going on was kind of important. People didn't know. He said, look, I am biracial. And people were like, what? Yeah, he's got a white mom and a black dad. Some people were confused by that. But here's the thing. Coach McDaniel, 28 and 23 in the last few seasons. And they said, is he doing enough? The productivity, the players. We're going to show two in a second. We're going to show Tyreek Hill. A lot of that has something to do with it. Let's take a look at this clip.
Now, your mother is white. Your father is black. There's been a lot of conversation about what you, quote unquote, identify as. There's been a lot of discussion on social media about that topic. I'm curious if you could elaborate a little bit more on what you were saying yesterday. You said that you identify as a human being.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you asked that. First and foremost, I'm biracial, and my mom's white, my dad's black, and I've been that way my whole life. But the most important thing is I've been extremely proud of that my whole life. Extremely proud. It is a unique experience being a race and then fully acknowledging that most outside observers, when they perceive you, identify you as something other than the race you are. That's a unique experience to me. And you know, when you're younger, and you're going, and that is happening, and you go into your teenage years, it's very, very confusing. And I think what I was trying to allude to, or what I was saying yesterday, is that you have to come to a realization at some point. You have to have a comfort level. You have to have a resolution when you're younger and you have these odd things happening to you. And for me, that was, okay, you're a human. That was my resolution. And for me, in my experience, that's how I resolved that. And I think that's something that helps. I guess it helped me not feel so confused through the whole process.
You know, when I'm listening to him, and look, I like him. You know, whether he wins or loses, I like him. But I will tell you, listen to him talk. It's like, did he smoke or not? Right? And I got nothing against that. Hold on a second.
Smoke weed every day.
I got nothing against it. I'm just saying, when he's talking, I'm like, this man might have took a couple hits, all I'm saying. And I got nothing against it. I'm just saying, I'm listening to him, I'm trying to follow him, and I'm like, maybe he has gone through a lot more than people think, or people understand. And being biracial, being the fact that I am also biracial, I understand what he's saying. You got family that is like, hey, by the way, don't forget that you're black, or by the way, don't forget that you're white, don't forget, like, and you're like, listen, I just want to be who I am right now. Like I can't really go down that road. I mean, people might view you in a certain kind of way, right? Are we in the chat right now? What I'm saying, people can view you in a certain kind of way, but I'm just saying, I just don't know how people can react to that. but that is definitely one of those things that people are like, they may or may not like if you choose a side or select where the hell, hey, I'm white, hey, I'm black, hey, whatever. And I think that could be, a little bit of an issue. But let's talk about this for a second. Coach McDaniel, his record, okay, like I said, 28-23. Getting to the playoffs and winning a game has been a problem for the Dolphins, right? Getting to the playoffs has been a problem. And then getting there and winning, look, if you look at their freaking, go back and look at who's in there, you got the Bills. Take a look at the conference, and you get there every year. You got to play these teams. You are not going to avoid the Buffalo Bills. You're not going to avoid, teams on your schedule like the last couple, like the Kansas City Chiefs. You get there, the AFC and NFC have a lot of players and a lot of coaches and a lot of teams, and those teams that get to the end of the year, you got the same freaking team showing up, and people are like, can Coach McDaniel get to where he's got to go? Now, what I want to talk about moving forward, and is he in the hot seat or not, that's a conversation. But Tua is a big part of what can possibly happen. And I want to show some clips right here. If you haven't seen these clips, I'm going to show you what was going on when it got last. Say, listen, holy shit, should Tua be on the field? Let's take a flashback real quick and remember what was going on.
And concern is growing over Dolphins quarterback Tua Tagovailoa after he suffered another concussion on the field. Tagovailoa struggled to get back up after the big hit. Now some are urging the 26-year-old star to consider stepping away from the game for good. ABC's Lara Spencer has the latest.
He's going to run for the first down.
A scary moment on the football field, putting the issue of player safety front and center.
Here it is again.
Miami Dolphins star quarterback Tua Tagovailoa taking a hard shot to the head from the Buffalo Bills' Damar Hamlin. Late in the third quarter of the primetime game, Tagovailoa running the ball, lowering his shoulder and colliding with Hamlin.
And takes a shot at the 6-yard line.
Tua taking a brutal hit to the head. His hands appear to seize, an immediate sign of neurological trauma known as fencing. Rolling on his side, holding his helmet.
I was just worried about my guy, not something that you ever want to be a part of. You hope not to.
Former NFL star Dez Bryant saying, that's it. The NFL has to do the right thing. Tua has had entirely way too many concussions. Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe agreeing, saying Tagovailoa should shut it down, writing, his concussions are getting worse and worse, and he's a young man with his entire life ahead of him. And Super Bowl champion Damian Woody telling Scott Van Pelt last night,
This game of football, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. You got so much life to live, and for me, it's just sickening to see this man. Seem like time and time again, being in that uncomfortable position.
The scene eerily similar to this one from the Dolphins' Thursday night football game 2 years prior.
Down he goes, slung down at his own 48-yard line.
Tagovailoa thrown to the ground, smashing his head and back on the turf, leaving the field on a stretcher. He suffered 2 confirmed concussions that season, and even before this most recent hit, the QB revealing he was considering retirement because of them.
I considered it, for a time, having sat down with my family. I love the game of football. If I didn't, I would have quit.
And I get what he's saying. Playing ball a long time, being a competitor, being on the field, you don't want to walk away. I get all that. And some people, when I watch it at first, I'm like, hell no, should be gone at first. I'm like, this man needs to get the hell out of it and learn how to slide or whatever. At first, I'm saying that. People in the chat right now, over 200 people in the building right now. If you're watching live, put your freaking states in the chat right now because the NFL is back, baby. We want to know where the hell you're based right now in the chat. And we're going to show some information right now that I want you guys to see. We just showed Tua right there. I'm going to rewind. I'm not going to show the whole thing, but I'm just going to show that clip of when he was sliding right there. Actually, when he dove, right? Let's just get back to that clip. Not the whole thing, but let's get right to that part where he got injured. Look at this one more time.
Tagovailoa struggled to get back up after the big hit. Now some are urging the 26-year-old star to consider stepping away from the game for good. ABC's Lara Spencer has the latest.
He's going to run for the first down.
A scary moment on the football field, putting the issue of player safety front and center.
Here it is again.
Miami Dolphins star quarterback Tua Tagovailoa taking a hard shot to the head from the Buffalo Bills' Damar Hamlin. Late in the third quarter of the primetime game, Tagovailoa running the ball, lowering his shoulder and colliding with Hamlin.
And takes a shot at the 6-yard line.
Tua taking a brutal hit to the head. His hands appear to seize, an immediate sign of neurological trauma known as fencing. Rolling on his side, holding his helmet.
I was just worried about my guy, not something that you ever want to be a part of. You know, you hope not to.
Former NFL star Dez Bryant saying, that's it. The NFL has to do the right thing. Tua has had entirely way too many concussions. Hall of Famer Shannon Sharpe agreeing, saying Tagovailoa should shut it down, writing, his concussions are getting worse and worse, and he's a young man with his entire life ahead of him. And Super Bowl champion Damian Woody telling Scott Van Pelt last night,
This game of football, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. You got so much life to live, and for me, it's just sickening to see this man. It seems like time and time again, being in that uncomfortable position.
The scene eerily similar to this one from the Dolphins' Thursday night football game 2 years prior.
Down he goes, slung down at his own 48-yard line.
Tagovailoa thrown to the ground, smashing his head and back on the turf, leaving the field on a stretcher. He suffered 2 confirmed concussions that season, and even before this most recent hit, the QB revealing he was considering retirement because of them.
I considered it, for a time, having sat down with my family. I love the game of football. If I didn't, I would have quit a long time.
No, I understand the competitor and the warrior in him, right? Like, we understand that, people in the chat. And I got a picture I'm going to show you in just 1 second, Coach McDaniel's parents. Before I go into that, though, let me just show you, when we're talking about Tua, we're talking about someone who's a warrior on the field, someone who obviously got paid a lot of money. Like, let's talk about that, too. A lot of money, and you don't want to lose that money. If Tua would have walked away from football, he would have lost all that money. Him going back there and saying, look, if you bench me or you take me out, then that's okay. Obviously, then he wouldn't have to worry about the money. They would give him the money anyway. As we show some of these pictures and some of these clips, like we were talking about there, it gets to the point where people are going, okay, we got to do something about, like, people that are watching live right now, that are watching this show right now, got to understand, your parents are watching you. Your friends are watching you. You got a lot on your mind. Like, I want to be a superstar. I want to be a hero. He's got to the point. Played great in college, went in there, and Jalen Hurts got benched behind Tua, right? So Tua did his thing, and I had a couple of videos and clips of him talking too, but that was one thing that we wanted to show. Now let's get to another piece of the pie right now that I want to talk about. Let's get to Tyreek Hill. Is Tyreek Hill still a factor? In the chat, yes or no? Is Tyreek Hill, still a major factor? I'm going to show him right now. People are in the chat right now. A lot transpired last year with Tyreek Hill, but let's not forget this man and how he balls.
Go crazy. She's fun just like me, no, we can't leave without she can't breathe without she thinking for locals, I can't deal with her, oh, she won't deal with her, oh, I tell her I'm close, oh, she said you love me, but I don't know where you love me.
Watching live right now, the man is balling. Let me tell you something. When I'm taking a look at that, and I got to show you this clip with just 1 second. Actually, let me not go too fast on that. Let me get back to that clip in a second, okay? So everything's going good. Tyreek Hill obviously was balling with the Chiefs, and then gets to the Dolphins. He's like, damn, we're like, Chiefs are going to be hurting a little bit without Tyreek Hill. Chiefs went out there and won a freaking Super Bowl without him. People are like, well, shit, I guess Patrick Mahomes is obviously that damn good. Travis Kelce, the whole shit going on out there. Pacheco, all those players. And then shit starts getting a little wild down here in Miami. Let's be honest, right? Then we seen this happen. And the question was, why do you believe the police put you in handcuffs, okay? Tyreek Hill gets arrested, and all of a sudden, shit starts to get a little out of control for a minute. Let's take a look.
Tyreek, why do you believe the police put you in handcuffs?
I have no idea, for real. No idea. No idea, man. It's crazy. No idea. It wasn't disrespectful, you know, because my mom didn't raise me that way. Didn't cuss. Didn't do none of that. So, like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out, man.
So obviously Tyreek Hill is in the position where he's like, I got arrested. It's all right before the freaking game, gets arrested, but then gets out and shows up. He shows up on the field, right? Let's go over that for a second. Let's take a look at what he was thinking about it.
Your lawyer has come out and said that he's looking for the dismissal of the officer. What does that mean?
Gone.
So you want the officer to be
gone. 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 He got to go, man. Because in that instant right there, like, not only did he treat me bad, you know what I'm saying, he also treated my teammates with, you know, disrespect. You know, he had some crazy words towards them, and they ain't even do nothing. Like, what did they do to you? They just walking on the sidewalk. So, I don't know, bro. Like, he got to go, man. Like, it's not too many times that cheaters say people got to go, but out. What they say on Wild 'N Out? Gone. No comprende.
Do you think you did anything wrong in this situation? Do you think that your attitude could have been different to the police? Do you think you could have kept your window down?
Right.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I have, man. Everything, like, my whole life is all about accountability. Like, how can I get better? You know, at the end of the day, you know, I'm human. I gotta follow rules. I gotta, you know, do what, you know, everyone else would do. You know, so now, does that give them the right to literally beat the dog out of me? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, I wish I could go back and, you know, do things a bit differently.
You know, you want to know something? That right there, I just listened to him talk, was just showing you, like, true experience, becoming a veteran, being like, I don't know what he did. And he said, look, you know, I wish I could have did this or did that different. That's when you get someone that's maturing on your football team. You say, you know what? I could have just rolled the window down, whatever. I didn't want to do that. I didn't think I did anything wrong. Remember, Tyreek Hill driving in a, you know, you got sports cars. People are like, who's this? They pull you over and go, holy shit, it's Tyreek Hill. It isn't like, you know, the police didn't know who he was. I mean, if you are a police officer and you are based in Miami, Florida, and you're driving near the stadium and you pull over a sports car and you put two and two together, it's pretty easy to go, okay, we know who this is, right? I would imagine so, right? I would imagine so. So let's take a look at this for a second. Let's take a look at when he got arrested. Take a look at this.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too late.
All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you got to do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? What you gotta do? Keep your window down. Hey. Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
Give me your ass, mama.
Get out of the car.
Give me your ass, mama. Break that freaking window.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out.
Get out. Get out. Good.
Hey.
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
Bro, y'all.
Don't move.
Good. Bro, you beating on my window like you crazy.
You set him up?
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for?
We're going to show that clip again in just 1 second because obviously Tyreek Hill, they knew he was. The bang on the window, did they make an example? Were they trying to make an example saying, look, you're not listening, get out the car? Like, they didn't say, hey, he didn't go, look, I didn't do anything wrong. They didn't just, you know, handle the situation easy. They pulled him out the car, put him on the ground. Did they do too much? Let's see that clip one more time.
Get out. Get out. Get out. Get out. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand?
I'm getting out.
You understand? Not what you want, but what we tell you. You're a little confused.
I'm getting out, bro.
Too late.
Chill,
Too late.
All right, bro. Take me to jail, bro. Do what you got to do, bro.
We are. We will.
Good, bro.
It is.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Keep your window down. Hey. Keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
Give me your ass, mama.
Get out of the car.
Give me your ass. We'll break that freaking window.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out.
Get out. Get out. Good.
Hey,
Don't worry about it. I hung up the phone. You stop crying.
bro. Y'all,
Don't move.
good. Bro, you
Sit 'em
beating
up.
on my window like you crazy.
Just sit him up.
Why y'all beating on my window like y'all crazy for?
So you see what's going on, right? And I will tell you this. At this point in time, they were trying to make an example because they said, look, get out the car. And he wouldn't get out the freaking car. And he rolled his window up and they said, you know what? They took it in their own hands and they went a lot faster. I don't know why, I'll be honest. I don't want to make accusations on here and say, oh, that's because he was black or that's because he was white. That's because he was Spanish or that was good. I don't want to go down that road. I just want to say that obviously they took matters in their own hands. That could be true. Not saying that it's not. Saw some messages in here. That could be true. But I'm just saying at the end of the day, they did too much, right? I just pinned it to the chat right there. T-Dog said, damn right, they did too much. 100% they did. Now, the reality is if you follow directions, and I will agree, Big Bill, for the most part, if you follow directions and you just do what they say, you will have an easier position with the law. Sometimes not. Sometimes if you follow directions, they're still forceful, right? But at times, it is better to follow, hey, get out the car. Okay, no problem. It is better to follow directions. It was all recorded. So you're seeing it there all recorded. Then obviously, we got the message right there where he said, I don't know. And we're going to show that clip. Now, after seeing that, right? After seeing that, now you kind of understand this. Now you kind of understand this clip here a little better.
Has come out and said that he's looking for the dismissal of the officer. What does that mean?
Gone.
So you want the officer to be
Gone. He got to go, man. Because in that instant right there, like, not only did he treat me bad, you know what I'm saying, he also treated my teammates with, disrespect. He had some crazy words towards them, and they ain't even do nothing. Like, what did they do to you? They just walking on the sidewalk. So, I don't know, bro. Like, he got to go, man. Like, it's not too many times that cheaters say people got to go, but out. What they say on Wild 'N Out? Gone. No comprende.
Do you think you did anything wrong in this situation? Do you think that your attitude could have been different to the police? Do you think you could have kept your window down? Have you thought about that?
Yeah, I have, man. Everything, like, my whole life is all about accountability. Like, how can I get better? At the end of the day, I'm human. I gotta follow rules. I gotta, do what everyone else would do. So now, does that give them the right to literally beat the dog out of me? Absolutely not. But at the end of the day, I wish I could go back and do things a bit differently.
So the main part we're talking right now is realistically who's in the hot seat, right? Coach McDaniel, we're showing some clips of what he's lost. Obviously, his quarterback wasn't in the game. Like, not having a quarterback that you wanted on the field is a problem, and he's got that quirky personality. Check him out here. Take a look, talking with the referee. Take a look.
If at any time you need to talk to me during the game, just let the sideline officials know. I'll come over at the next opportunity.
Phenomenal. I'm looking for friendship.
All right, yeah,
All right.
that's right. So am I.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't try to meddle as best as I can, because you guys' job is, I couldn't do it well.
Well, look, I couldn't do your job, so believe me.
Man, at least we made the right choice in profession.
That's right, yeah.
You got that going for us.
If at any time you need to talk to me during the game, just let the sideline officials know. I'll come over at the next opportunity.
Phenomenal. I'm looking for friendship.
All right, yeah,
All right.
that's right. So am I.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah.
That's why I don't try to meddle as best as I can, because you guys' job is, I couldn't do it well.
Well, look, I couldn't do your job, so believe me.
Man, at least we made the right choice in profession.
That's right, yeah.
You got that going for us.
you know, at the end of the day, these coaches, it's like, what have you done for me lately in the NFL? As this year rolls around, we know right now what time it is. People in the chat, if you are a subscriber of the show, put a Y in the chat right now. Make sure you smack that like button. If we get to 100 likes in the next minute, I'll give a lucky person $200 in the chat right now. If we get to 100 likes in the next minute, I'll give a lucky person $200 right now in the chat. All you can do is double tap your screen. There's over 140 people in the chat right now. You guys can easily do it. Hit the like button right now. Get some money. Let's move on to this piece right here. I want to talk about Tua got paid that money. And once Tua got paid that money, let's take a look at how he showed up on the field during practice. Tell you what, Tua was pretty damn excited about that. Now, I don't know how he's going to play this season. People said he's feeling pretty good. He's not hurt right now. He's going to show up on the field. The problem is you got to be two-dimensional. I've been telling people this all freaking season. Last year and heading into this year right now, my same message for people in the chat right now, my same message that I got for people right now is this. You need to have a star quarterback, 100%, two-dimensional quarterback that can run the football, pass the football, and then on top of that, you need a freaking tight end. I'm just telling you. You need a tight end you can get the ball to. If you go back and take a look at all these teams, they all have, if you look at the Super Bowl last year, they all had two-dimensional quarterbacks. Tua cannot run the football because if he gets hit, people are going to be losing their freaking mind, losing their breath on the field. Imagine this, okay? Go back and look at the teams. The Eagles, Jalen Hurts, two-dimensional. Did a hell of a job with his feet, legs. The Commanders in the playoffs, Jaden Daniels, two-dimensional. Josh Allen, two-dimensional. Patrick Mahomes, two-dimensional. The Ravens, can't forget the Ravens, obviously, two-dimensional. It gets to the point, right, where you say, will Tua be able to be two-dimensional? Not saying you got to be, but I'm just telling you, if you go back in time, the Tom Brady's of the world, not many of them. Peyton Manning's of the world, not many of them. People will argue, hey, they weren't two-dimensional, but at the end of the day, I'm just telling you, that's the reality. The nasty one is in the building. Welcome to the show. Everybody in the chat right now, how the hell are you feeling? Welcome back to the show. You need a tight end, and you 100% need a quarterback. I'm just talking about the offensive side ball. You can find a running back anywhere. Any Division 1A football team, you can find a running back that can make plays. I'm just telling you. Obviously, there's better ones out there. But if you go on, look at every team. Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, Notre Dame, USC, Texas, Oklahoma. I'm just giving you all of them right now. I'm just telling you. Florida, it doesn't matter. Go to Colorado. You can go all the way across the coast, Oregon. You will find a running back. But can you find a quarterback and can you find a tight end, a two-dimensional one at that? Now, hold on a second. Let's get back for a second. Tyreek Hill spotted out on the scene. Let's take a look at Tyreek Hill. They said, hey, who are you? Tyreek Hill. Okay, hey, what do you do for a living? The guy said, okay, you know what I do for a living. Standing in his damn sports car. He said, I'm a plumber. Take a look.
What do you do for a living to afford such a beautiful car?
I'm a plumber, bro.
Damn, and you could have such a car being a plumber? You own the plumbing company?
Nah, my dad does, though.
So he gave you this car or it's a rental?
Nah, this mine, bro.
Damn, yeah.
I've been a plumber for 15 years, bro.
Yo, how many cruises you have? How many trucks does you have?
How many trucks?
Yeah.
My dad been in business for like 45 years, bro.
Damn, yo, I own a landscaping company in Jersey. Listen, one day we'll have this McLaren.
There you go, bro. You close. You got that right now.
Nah, it's a rental, my boy.
Yeah.
People in the chat coming in have seen me talk a lot about, obviously, things going on in the nature with Trump and China and all that. I'm a sports guy, so you guys know I am 100% from sports, entertainment. I get to all the things I got to cover, things that are happening in life. I just go over it. People in the chat right now, Deuce Bigelow said, wait a damn minute, you're not a politician? No, absolutely not. I just cover all the sports, entertainment, bring it to you live the best I can so you guys can see. People in the chat right now, T-Dog, how you feeling? Tracy Hassan in the building. Donald J. Plump said, they just traded their tight end. They did. They traded their tight end. They got Minkah Fitzpatrick. Let's move on. I got a piece of the pie I want to show you here, people in the chat. We are moving on to the next piece. Obviously, Tyreek Hill, conversation. But hold on, before we move off of Tyreek Hill, let's not forget this shit. Look at his speed right here, back on the track.
Lane number 6, that is Tyreek Hill, making his first appearance on a track since 2014. Tyreek Hill in the blocks as he races for the first time on a track in 9 years. Men's 60 meters. And those blocks start. Practices were working pretty well during the week. And look at him take the win here as we'll await that official time. And in lane.
We got to see this shit again. Tyreek Hill gets up there, and you can tell, look at this shot, boom. Like, this man really is ready to go, and people are like, is he the fastest guy in the NFL? Take a look at this.
Tyreek Hill in the blocks as he races for the first time on a track in 9 years. Men's 60 meters.
Boom, and now this man is moving. Look at the initial. Look at this, bang. He's already had, what, 5 meters?
Or
sorry, yeah, 5. Boom,
look at
this speed. You take a look at that, and you go, this man obviously is doing shit that people, to be able to move like that is very difficult to cover in the NFL. That's why they said, hold on a second. Imagine flag football. Like, flag football is not going to work out for a lot of people covering him as a DB is all I'm saying. And then, before we move off the Miami Dolphins, this is, quote-unquote, McDaniel's dad. Now, I don't know if you guys knew this, and this is the picture that we got pulled up. This is Coach McDaniel's dad, and I'm just saying, I don't know if you guys see the relevance in it. I guess you kind of can. I guess you kind of got no choice but to. But this is, quote-unquote, Coach McDaniel's dad. If you haven't seen it before, now you do. Now, we'll move on to a piece of the pie here that we got to cover. Let's get into New York Giants, Coach Daboll. Look, I'm just saying this guy's been out there trying to get the team fired up, trying to get him going, and he's on the hot seat. They cannot find a freaking quarterback that's going to run their organization. They've been shitty since, what, Eli Manning back in the day, and I'm just taking a look at it right now. Take a look at some of these clips.
All right, morning, guys. Good to have you all back. Appreciate you being here. I know it's a voluntary camp, but this says a lot about you, much like it did at the end of the season last year when we competed our asses off. Wasn't how we want to start. So we're going to get off to a fast start right here, okay? For you new players, there's really 2 rules we have here. One is to be a pro, and that's how we operate here within our organization, all right? And the start of it is today. It starts with our physical performance and skill set. That's the most important. Let's work on getting in better shape, quicker, stronger, more explosive, ready to go so when we hit the grass in phase 2 and phase 3, we're in a good spot. I'm excited you're back. All right, and this is the start of it, right here, for the 2024 season. It's the start. How you come together.
That was him getting ready for the season last year, right? And then they played like shit, right? Absolute shit. They didn't have look, Jones, they keep looking for players at the quarterback position. They did not have that, right? A lot like other teams, the Jets, struggling at the quarterback position. We're going to go into the Cowboys today, but they got rid of their coach, obviously. Now let's talk about Daboll for a second, right? For the Giants, he is 18-32-1 regular season, 1-1 in playoffs for a combined record of 19-33. You cannot be 19-33 and not think that your ass is on the hot seat. That's all I'm saying, right? You can't be 19-33 and think you're not on the hot seat. Let's take a look at this. He said, "Are you concerned for your job?
Are you concerned about your job if the results don't change here?"
Yeah, I mean, I've done this for a long time, Pat. My focus is on our football team.
Sports Report had nothing to say about that. He said, look, are you worried about your job? He said, I've been here a long time. I'm focused on the football team, and I get that. But let me tell you something. If you saw how he was frustrated after watching all this, take a look.
A red zone interception. Daboll talking to his quarterback, who's turned it over twice. And the Seahawks finally add to their lead. And he told us, I'm the guy that's always fired up, trying to get Daniel Jones.
Here's the thing, okay? When you lose football games consistently and you show up as a coach and you rebuild in that first year, people are like, you know what? First year. You know what I'm saying? By the way, smack that like button. If we get to 100 likes right now in the next 30 seconds, give a lucky person $200 in the chat right now. Listen, I took a look at Coach Daboll and I said, you know what? I see what he's going through. But the problem is, it's like you have to make changes that your fan base goes, I'm excited about that. Right? Let's take a look at this one.
On the boundary and tip that right foot. You see Brian Daboll just
you know, and he's after the official.
Yeah, Coach, maybe that's not the time.
That is great.
And they went out and they got Russell freaking Wilson. People in the chat right now, they got Russell Wilson, of all people. I'm not saying Russell Wilson's a bad player. I actually thought he was pretty damn good. With the Seahawks, really good. Then he gets to the Broncos, wasn't that good that he turned it on. And then it was like, all right, the Steelers go, we can use him. I said, maybe that could work out. Now he literally goes to the freaking Giants. Let's take a look. Russell Wilson's not getting younger, right? I'm not saying he's Aaron Rodgers. I'm just saying not that, Aaron Rodgers is like, I'm still trying to ball. At the end of the day, Russell Wilson, I do not believe in any way, shape, or form is a long-term fix. They got Jameis Wilson. Now they drafted Jaxson Dart. They got players on the roster. But it's one of those quarterback rooms where you're like, I don't know what's going on, right? People in the chat right now, how the hell are you feeling? Welcome to the show. People in the chat right now, I'm trying to gift you guys some money in the building. I try to do my damn best. Smack the like button, get a chance to make some money. People are listening in their earpieces, walking around at work, and that's why they don't have the opportunity to do that. They're working and stuff, and I can appreciate that. Here was the mess right here when they said, Brian, are you going to keep Daniel Jones as your starter? Like they said, are you going to keep Daniel Jones as your starter for real? When he was there, and his response was.
After watching the film, are you still planning to stick with Daniel Jones this week as the starter?
I am.
What goes into that decision, and what did the film show when you rewatched the game?
Yeah, well, I think he gives us the best chance.
And I said, look, that quarterback room, right? The quarterback room, the situation you got, if you're betting this season, at the end of the day, if you're betting this season, you got your team out there. The Giants are just trying to figure out, throw some shit at the wall and see what sticks, right? That's kind of what's going on right now. And I think realistically, you have to build the foundation. Being I'm from Jersey, that's where the stadium is, by the way. If you like the Giants and New York Giants, they're not in New York, they're in New Jersey, born literally 20 minutes from the freaking stadium. I was born in Pennsylvania, actually, and then I moved to New Jersey after 6 months. And I grew up 20 minutes, 30 minutes tops from the stadium. And I'm just like, I took a look at this organization, and I actually went to the Giants, believe it or not. I went to the Giants, and I was there. Jamie Shockey was there. I showed up and going, holy shit, this is interesting. I show up to the stadium, and you could just feel the energy. It's amazing. The stadium, the Jets, Giants played MetLife. I mean, it's amazing. They just can't get it together. Is it the coaching? Is it the quarterback? Is it, a lot of shit that's going on? By the way, speaking of that, I want to go into something else for a second. Here's a clip where Tyreek Hill actually was speaking, and here we go. Here's what I want to show you guys. This one I will show you guys. Rewind for a second. This was a clip right after Tyreek Hill, I believe, he got arrested and showed up at the stadium. Let me see some of this shit. Hold on a second, people watching. Take a look. That was just brought to the attention because Tyreek Hill, and I had to go back, after he got arrested, he showed up and was balling, scoring touchdowns, and we got the celebrations for you that I would have shown you. And here was the clip when he was live actually talking about it on vertical screen. Take a look.
Flip this and, make it a positive on both ends, on my end and then also Miami-Dade, so that way right now I'm still trying to put it all together. So I'm not going to give you a version that I still don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? But I do want to be able to use this platform to say, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, bro? Worst case scenario, because it's crazy. I want to be a cop one day. I got a state trooper, had all that, so I got a lot of respect for cops, man. But obviously, everybody has bad apples in every situation, so I want to be able to, use this platform, to figure out to figure out a way to like flip this and, you know, make it a positive on both ends, on my end and then also Miami-Dade, you know, so that way we can team together and, you know, do something positive for the community, because that's what it's all about, bro. It wasn't disrespectful, you know, because my mom didn't raise me that way, didn't cuss, didn't do none of that. So, like I said, I'm still trying to figure it out, man. I'm just glad that my teammates were there to like support me in that situation, because I felt alone, you know, and when they showed up, it made me realize that we got a good team this year, dog. For them to put their life on the line, you know what I'm saying? So it was amazing.
The NFL is starting to embrace touchdown celebrations more and more, moving away from the no fun league trope.
Here was the problem. We noticed
but on
this last
Sunday,
year.
one player's viral touchdown celebration was not shown in full. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hills was detained by police before kickoff on Sunday. Hill was placed into handcuffs after getting into an alleged argument with an officer during a traffic stop. The NFL is starting to embrace touchdown celebrations more and more, moving away from the no fun league trope. But on Sunday,
there's a clip here.
One player's viral touchdown celebration was not shown in full. Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill.
And going out there and realizing, you know what? We're in the NFL. We have a platform. And that's exactly what they tried to do, right? Try to create a platform where we can show what was going on. And they, live on TV was happening. And then for replays, they cut that. So I just want to show you guys some of that right now. Listen, I will tell you this. To end today's show, if you're the live stream right now, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. If it's your first time watching in the chat right now, put first time. And if you subscribe today, put I subscribe today. I just want to see who's new in the building, who's showing up. But yeah, we got some coaches in the hot seat. Actually, I had a conversation I was talking about yesterday with the Cowboys. The Cowboys moved on, right? Brian Schottenheimer, okay, moved on. Mike McCarthy, it says, under play calling in Dallas. He'll be working with play calling. But I got to tell you something. Play calling's a big freaking deal. So, if you're not the head coach anymore, if you're doing the play calling, your offensive coordinator, you are a big reason why the Cowboys couldn't move on. I want to bring that to your attention right now because Coach Mike McCarthy, I was like, shit, his ass is going to be in the hot seat. So they're making some changes. Obviously, with Dak Prescott, I've been saying he's a regular season winner. We're going to go into the Dallas Cowboys later in the week. We got a lot going on. We got live guests that are going to be calling in. T-Dog, I appreciate you. Welcome to the show. Greatly appreciate you. We do sports entertainment. We cover everything right here in the morning, every day, Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit the like button. We greatly appreciate you. We always appreciate people that come in on every topic. Don't just show up for the sports. Don't just show up for the political conversation with Trump and all that. Show up for everything, because we even got live caller on yesterday that called in, was discussing some Bitcoin stuff in the economy today, and we're going to give you some opportunities. This guy became a Bitcoin millionaire, literally a Bitcoin millionaire in like 2 weeks. I'm going to go over some of those things that are in the building right now. We greatly appreciate you. All love to you. If you're watching live in the chat right now, we just want to welcome you back to the NFL. We want to welcome you back to what we're talking about. This was our first live stream this morning, obviously heading into what's happening in the upcoming weeks. We're going to cover some stuff. Obviously, preseason is about to start. A lot of great things. People are freaking excited. August is going to be amazing. September, football season, the change of weather, where you guys are based at, a lot of shit's going to start happening in the building. And yes, if you just joined us, we covered some stuff with Tua. There was a lot of conversation about his and before I leave here, his previous coach, Brian Flores. They said, it was too tough on him. He wasn't a fan of his, and he just didn't want him to be there. And they said, he was too tough, and he wasn't the right coach for him, and all that. And I got all these, pictures, and I pulled them up. I know we're in a vertical format right now, but I will tell you this: as a player, former player, just playing even from high school to college to getting a chance at the NFL, seeing what it's like. It's a business, right? It's a business, and yes, I will close those polls at the top to see what you guys thought today. Let's see who else is in the chat. Ran over 100 votes, and the votes were that Coach McDaniel is more in the hotter seat. I will tell you, it is what have you done for me lately in the NFL, and I've been saying this for a long time. If you're not going to win games, you're gone. Pretty simple. If you lose your quarterback, though, which people would argue, if I was the coach of the Dolphins, I said, dude, my quarterback's hurt. I got to get a quarterback right now, and we brought him back. We paid him, $200 million? Like, we got no choice but to have him there. Big time in the building. Welcome to the show. Roger in the building. How are you feeling? When are we going to cover the good NFL teams? Everybody in the chat right now. Drop your favorite teams in the chat right now. I know Uncle Roger's talking about the Eagles in the chat right now. Drop it in the chat one more time. Who is your favorite team? Because we're going to cover all of them in the chat right now. Drop it right now. Tracy said, I told my husband that the Dolphins are going to swim away. People in the chat right now, let me see them. We got the Broncos. We got the Lions. We got the Seahawks. We got more Lions fans in the building right now. Who else is in the chat? Let me see. We got the Dallas Cowboys in the building. We're going to put some new emojis for all the people that are subscribed to the channel and you are part of the Mason Mob, that you will have the right emojis to utilize during the show. Angel, how you feeling? Welcome to the show. Michael in the building. So we got the Niners. More Broncos fans. We got fins up for the Dolphins. I'm seeing it right now. Niners Nation. There's a lot of Niners fans. We'll talk about Brock Purdy. We're going to cover all that. We got some live callers coming in. We got NFL players calling in. We got coaches calling in. We got a lot of awesome things this year coming up. There is going to be a lot of conversation. I want to make sure you guys understand. Chris said, none. Football isn't football. It's angle soft. Look, football has changed a lot. I'm not going to lie. We got Colts in the house. The nasty one said, Colts, baby, let's go. Out there in Indianapolis. Look, I will tell you this. That is the true statement is this. Football has gotten softer. Why? Because they want to keep these players on the field. Like that's the reason, right? Like people are getting hurt and they said, we're not going to be able to hit like this. We can't tackle like this. I agree. It's Avery in the building. Welcome to the show. How are we feeling? We got Roll Tide. We got college football. We're going to cover that. We're going to have live games, live action right here on our show. So make sure that you jump in here. Champ Bailey, best corner ever, big time trying to put on the chat. Is that right? What about Darrell Revis? Because we're going to have him call in live on the show. Was an old, actually, roommate of mine. Played football in Pittsburgh together. I'm going to have him come on the show hopefully this season. That'll be awesome, reaching out, trying to get some things set up. Joe Flacco, going to try to get him in the building, talking about some of these teams. The Browns, or he went back to the Broncos and back to the Browns. The Browns took Shador Sanders. We're going to cover it all right here. There's a lot of conversation. Family Guy in the freaking building. Welcome to the show. If you're just joining us, we covered a lot, and I will end you guys with the clip. Here of what was going on with Tua, because a lot of people, obviously, I got a message on Instagram, said, show the clip again of Tua. So we're going to show that. People that are in the chat right now, if you didn't see it, we're going to show that, because you know what? This is, I'll tell you the truth, this is the make or break situation for the Dolphins is, can Tua be healthy? If he's not, they got to move on. So let's go into that right now. The conversation with Tua, let's pull it up right now. If you didn't see it, before we sign off, you just joined us, we got to show you right now. Smack that like button. Make sure you subscribe.
Star to consider stepping away from the game for good. ABC's Lara Spencer has the latest.
Seppi's going to run for the first down.
A scary moment on the football field, putting the issue of player safety front and center.
Here it is again.
Miami Dolphins star quarterback Tua Tagovailoa taking a hard shot to the head from the Buffalo Bills' Damar Hamlin. Late in the third quarter of the primetime game, Tagovailoa running the ball, lowering his shoulder and colliding with Hamlin.
And takes a shot at the 6-yard line.
Tua taking a brutal hit to the head. His hands appear to seize, an immediate sign of neurological trauma known as fencing. Rolling on his side, holding his helmet.
I was just worried about my guy, not something that you ever want to be a part of. You know, you hope not to.
Former NFL star Dez Bryant saying, that's it. The NFL has to do the right thing. Tua has had entirely way too many concussions. Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp agreeing, saying Tagovailoa should shut it down, writing, his concussions are getting worse and worse, and he's a young man with his entire life ahead of him. And Super Bowl champion Damian Woody telling Scott Van Pelt last night,
This game of football, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. You got so much life to live, and for me, it's just sickening to see this man. Seem like time and time again, being in that uncomfortable position.
The scene eerily similar to this one from the Dolphins' Thursday night football game 2 years prior.
Down he goes, slung down at his own 48-yard line.
Tagovailoa thrown to the ground, smashing his head and back on the turf, leaving the field on a stretcher. He suffered 2 confirmed concussions that season, and even before this most recent hit, the QB revealing he was considering retirement because of them.
I considered it, for a time,
having sat down with my family. I love the game of football. If I didn't, I would have quit a long time.
I got to appreciate that. Even if I believe, look, you got a family now, you got kids. They're more important than anybody that's going to be out here, more important than anybody that's talking about football, more important than anybody out here on your roster is your family, right? Obviously, those are your brothers out there on the field. You fight with them. You go to war with them every damn day. I get all that, and I'm not against that. But what I am saying is, be smart, be safe. I think all of these teams know that he's not going to be out there diving headfirst to slide. And all quarterbacks at this point, honestly, they should slide. Unless you're Josh Allen running around the field looking like a tight end. Some people out there got to do what you got to do. And I will tell you this. The opportunity for the Dolphins this season to get anywhere is going to be on the backs of Tua. Can he handle that momentum? Can he handle the stride? Can he get out there and put the work in? And is he going to be healthy? I got some videos I was going to show you, but we showed so much, and we're closing in on time. But they said he should wear the crown at practice so he can really guard himself. The Guardian hat goes over to the helmet, and it really protects your head. And he said no. He's not wearing it. So I will tell you, this is some of the conversation. We appreciate you joining us live today. If you watch us, please go out. We think you did the review. Thank you so much. I saw it. Family Guy, if you guys can do a quick review for our show, we greatly appreciate you. We're going to have some more live guests coming on. I tried to drop the link. Sometimes the link works, and sometimes my link doesn't. But if you go on there and you Google Brandon Mason Show Miami, Brandon Mason Show Miami, it will pop up. We greatly appreciate you. We agree on a lot of things. We disagree on a lot of things. But more important, I just want to tell you how much you guys mean to me, and you guys are the reason why I do what I do. Without you, there is no show. I'm going to drop it into the chat right now because you guys are the reason why I do this. You're going to see some amazing things this year. I just put the link in the chat right there so you can go do a review. We're trying to get as many as we can. I love and appreciate you guys so much. The nasty one with the super chat, baby, coming in. And also, Family Guy, we love and appreciate you.
Make some noise!
Despite what side of the fence we stand on, let's do better to love one another. Love, peace, and blessings to you and everyone in their chat. Yeah, I really, really appreciate that message. Thank you, because people that come into the chat, I love and appreciate every single one of you. You know we have different stance on certain things, but everybody in the chat's important to me. And I call you guys out. You guys can call me out. I love and appreciate you more than anything. La in the building. Big time Nathan. The nasty one. We greatly appreciate our moderators, Pipple Mama, Candy, Tracy, Vaughn in the chat, Brittany coming in the chat, Donald J. Plump, who comes in, he's got tough skin, joins us all the freaking time. He tells his part. He tells what he feels. Donald J. Plump, we appreciate you. It doesn't matter what we agree on or disagree. I'm sure we have a lot of things we do also agree on as well. But I will tell you this, sometimes we don't like certain things, and you might not like certain things, but I do appreciate you, and I got your back. Don't forget that. People in the chat, you guys make it great. Scriptbot, how you feeling? Welcome to the show. My new studio opens August 1st. In downtown Miami. That's why we have the reviews on here. So I appreciate you if you go do those right now. Our goal is to get to 100 reviews by tomorrow. We just started it for a few days. We're already at over 70 some reviews. I thank all of you and I appreciate you. When you come in and you communicate with me, I do my best to talk to you. I try to read your messages. And if you come in and you give me some brain knowledge, I'm gonna say, holy shit, let me take a look at that. If you throw some shade at me sideways, I throw it back just for having fun. That's what I do in the chat. And anybody that's a part of our show, especially in the Mason Mob, Donald J. Plump, we got to get you in the Mason Mob. Can we get this man a membership to the Mason Mob? It's $1 a month. We greatly appreciate you. If I got to send you the $1, I'll send it. I greatly appreciate you for joining our show all the time. I really, really do sincerely. Stevie's girl in the building, we greatly appreciate you. Nathan, we appreciate you. Everybody, you guys know you guys make it great. The show is moving on. We have some sponsors I'm going to start naming when we get to the studio. You will see my whole TV down there. You guys can't see this desk. What you will see is an ESPN desk here. We have a camera and TVs and stuff at the bottom. You guys are going to see the whole studio build out. That is coming August 1st. We move into the studio. I believe August 1st might be on a weekend. I got to double check. But I think our first day live in the new studio is, I believe, on the 4th or something like that. But we move in. So it's going to be amazing. We're going to have tours. We got live people up here with me on the desk. And also we have another section for live interviews out there. So I greatly appreciate all you guys that join our show on a daily basis. And again, without you guys, there is no show. Without your interaction, without your comments, without the tough skin, without people joining us on a daily basis, I will tell you this from the bottom of my heart, I love and appreciate everybody. If you want to join the show and you don't have the money, send me a direct message on Instagram right now. Brandon Mason Show on Instagram right now. I will send you the money to join the show. This is not about money for me. The money that we make from the subscribers and from membership money, that's not what the show's about. That's to build the camaraderie, build the people together. And when we get the sponsor deals, listen to me, people, every single one of you that's a part of the Mason mob. When we sign the deals, you guys will get paid. Your membership will be nothing because you're going to get paid. I promise you that. That is from the heart. You guys can mark that down. You guys will see that, and I will never steer you wrong. I'm telling you exactly how I feel, and I will not let you down. Thank all of you for joining my show today. You guys are absolutely amazing. Without you, again, there is no show. Andrew, we greatly appreciate you for coming into the show. Leave your comments. Leave your marks. Follow us, Instagram, TikTok. Join the family because you're going to see this show go crazy. The show's going to expand. I got a lot of things I haven't said yet because I'm not allowed to announce. But all this stuff is going to expand drastically. And you in the chat are the reason why we got there. Thank you so much. All love to you. I will see every single one of you tomorrow morning, and I will be uploading all kind of stuff today on Instagram. Have a great day. If you need anything, you can reach out to me. I will respond back to you 150%. If I can help you, I will. All love to you guys, and stay blessed.
In their format. So I'm sitting here refreshing the Browns.com like I'm trying to get Taylor tickets or something. Like I'm just so eager, refresh. So when they first dropped that one, I am so fascinated to find out where in the holy hell did these guys line up, because they could do quarterback season 3 just on the Browns room, and I feel like I wish they would.
Yeah, for me, it's the Dallas Cowboys, and hopefully I can find them. Oh, here they go. Yeah, how about them Cowboys?
How about them?
And the bottom line is starts with Brian Schottenheimer. Can he bring fresh energy? I got a big old mascot head, so I don't know if it's gonna fit.
Look at you.
But can he bring fresh energy and really get this team back to playing elite